All right. Developer update August 2025. Let's full screen this. All right, here we go. What are we looking at? The 9.2.0 update arrives next week, so let's check out the notable gameplay changes you can expect from the PTB. Plus, stay tuned for next week's PTB patch notes, where we'll share the precise values that are changing for each of the topic below. Slugging reduction update. Here we go. All right. If a survivor is left in the dying state for a total of 90 seconds during a match, they gain the ability to pick themselves up after fully recovering. Added the option to enable or disable this mechanic in custom games. Note, perks that enable you to recover from the dying state, like Boon Exponential, will continue to function as before without needing to meet this requirement. Gradually increases crawling speed for survivors who are left in the dying state. Added the ability for survivors to recover while crawling. Recovery now occurs passively with no need to hold a button. Updated several survivor and killer perks to account for these changes. So after 90 seconds, base kit unbreakable. And base kit tenacity? That might be too much. That might be too much. That's a lot. Because now, well, I don't know. I think the 90-second threshold's good. The passive recovery is good. As long as it doesn't make you stand up. Like, it needs to stop at that 99 point or 95. Base kit tenacity, though, I don't think I like. There's also been leaks for the new Survivor voice lines. Yeah, I'm not worried about that yet. I'm just looking over the patch notes for this right now. Yeah, I don't know if I like base kit tenacity. That feels like it might be an overcorrection. We'll have to see. Okay. All right, so it looks like it is a choice. Okay. So I guess the question is, so it's pick yourself up if you've been in the dying state for 90 seconds. I'm guessing that's only if, so it says total. So once you've been in the dying state for a total of 90 seconds, you can pick yourself up for the rest of the game. I mean, that does theoretically prevent slugging, especially if you run multiple perks to help speed that process up. Tenacity is going to need a rework, though, in that case. Because tenacity, the whole point of tenacity was crawl faster. Which it already did that. It's doing that passively now. And crawl while recovering, it's doing now. Tenacity is going to need a rework or a major buff. Like crawl double speed or recover insanely fast or something. It's going to need a rework or it's going to be a dead perk. Dev note, when it comes to slugging, we know it can be frustrating if you're on the receiving end of it too often or for too long, but we also know that sometimes it's a smart move. This updated system acknowledges this, allowing the killer to slug occasionally when they feel it's the right call, but will eventually kick in and swing in the survivor's favor if slugging is used excessively. Yeah, I mean, I will say, like, I've always been an advocate. Sometimes slugging is necessary. It is. Sometimes you have to because of hyper altruistic survivors that are going for flashlight saves or bang saves all the time. I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with going for the slug to get the final two people if you're down to the last two. So I do think that there's a bit of a balance to it. So I think that this is healthy. But they're gonna, I do think the crawling and recovering might be too much. We'll have to see. A big part of this is also about making the experience of being slugged more pleasant, as much as being slugged can be, at least. The recovery changes in crawling speed will give you a bit more agency when down, so you aren't just holding a button and waiting for someone to come save you. That's good, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to see what it does to tenacity. All right, tunneling reduction update. Oh god damn, that's a lot. All right, when a survivor is hooked, their hook status is hidden from the killer. When they're unhooked, there is no notification and the hook status isn't revealed immediately. Okay. This is disabled once all generators are completed. Unhooked survivors gain the following effects for a limited time: haste, endurance, and elusive. That's new. Status effects: no collision with other players, both killer and survivor. Immunity to killer instinct, and seize the killer's aura nearby. These effects are lost when the survivor performs a conspicuous action. All of these effects, except haste and endurance, are disabled once all generators are completed. Added a unique effect to the killer hook state UI that indicates the last survivor they hooked. After completing a unique hook, the same survivor is not hooked consecutively. Killers get the following benefits: bonus damage to the next generator kick, temporary haste status effect, temporarily reveal survivors, base kit BBQ, that have less or equal hook states to the hooked survivor. Yo, base kit barbecue. Seriously? Awesome. Base kit barbecue. And this comes after they decided that they had to nerf distortion. Awesome. Have less or equal hook states than the hook survivor. These effects are slightly lessened for Blight, Dracula, Ghoul, Billy, and Nurse. These effects are disabled once all generators are completed. Add new effects that disincentivize tunneling. If a survivor dies before 6 total hook states, all remaining survivors gain a repair speed bonus for the rest of the trial. That's good. That is good. If a survivor that was last hooked is sacrificed or killed, generators cannot be regressed or blocked. Wait. If the survivor that was last hooked is sacrificed or killed, generators cannot be regressed or blocked. For how long? The rest of the trial? That'd be kind of crazy. Added the option to enable or disable these in custom games. Updated several survivor and killer perks to account for these changes. Wait, did it say that above? It did. Okay. It's no secret that tunneling can be seen as an effective way to play killers. While this can be true, it also is true that it results of this can be frustrating for survivors, leading to trials ending too quickly for some, while leaving others to fend for themselves in a match that is now much more difficult. The intention here is for both roles to feel the benefits and incentives that come from spreading hook states. On the one end, survivors have better opportunities to evade and reset after unhooks, while also limiting those tough situations where losing a survivor too quickly causes things to go south quickly and snowball. On the other end, killers are able to apply more map pressure to push back against efficient teams, covering ground post hook and strengthening gen regression. I think that there's going to need to be some tweaking to this, but that's not horrible. That's not horrible. Here's my one concern with something like this. If a survivor dies before 6 total hook states, all remaining survivors gain repair speed for the rest of the trial. Theoretically, if you get 3 people that are built to gen rush playing together with one rando, and the rando gets hooked before that state, they might just let them die so that they can speed it out. And like, if you get a bot now, if somebody DCs early, there's no reason to save that bot. Let them die and get the repair speed bonus. There are some concerns here. There are definitely some concerns here. Base kit barbecue is a little strong. I don't know. We'll have to see. Like, base kit barbecue, it feels like an overcorrection for killers, but this 6 hook state death thing might be an overcorrection the other way around. So elusive status effect. Added a new status effect that silences grunts of pain and suppresses survivors' aura, pool of blood, and scratch marks. Okay. To start, we'll be using new status effect as part of the tunneling reduction update, but plan to integrate this into relevant existing perks down the road to make their descriptions more streamlined. Arguably, the easiest way to look at this is a survivor version of undetectable, in that when it's active, you know you're in stealth mode. Okay, cool. Tome lore update. Updated the tomes menu to feature new tomes and accompanying lore alongside each chapter release. New lore is unlocked each week within the active tome. Ever since we reworked the tome, we've seen how much you've yearned up for more lore. We're happy to share that beginning with 9.2.0, lore is back. While previously lore was tied to challenges, we want all players to have a chance to immerse themselves in these stories, so we're shifting to a weekly unlock, not linked to any quest completion. Sure, I guess. I mean, it's nice to have more lore, but I'm not understand. If there's no way to unlock it, it loses a lot of its incentive. Major update for Myers. Here we go. Replaced Evil Within. We're off to a crazy start. He doesn't have Evil Within anymore. We're off to a crazy start. Okay. Replaced Evil Within with 2 modes that can be toggled with a button press, kind of like old Doctor's Shock and Attack. Stalker mode, 4.2 movement speed, undetectable, can stalk survivors. Pursuer, 4.6 movement speed, 24 meters radius, increased vault speed, bonus to lunge range, break speed, stun recovery, cannot stalk. Once the stalk meter is full, Evil Incarnate mode can be triggered at will, granting the following effects for a limited time. Note, survivors no longer become exposed. Interesting. All right, you get 4.6 movement speed, which was already what you had in Pursuer. 40-meter terror radius. Your terror radius is massive. Increased vault speed. Unlocks the Slaughtering Strike ability. Hold the power button to charge this ability, reducing movement speed. Press the attack button while charging to quickly lunge forward, adjusting your angle as you move. The length of the lunge depends on charge time. If a survivor enters the killer's attack range while lunging, they are knocked into the dying state. Wait, what? So it becomes a one-hit attack specifically. This ability can also be used to destroy pallets. Unlocks the ability to grab and kill or perform a regular Mori on survivors who would die the next time they are hooked. Imagine running that with Coup. I need to see how it looks first. Unlock the ability to grab and kill or perform a regular Mori on survivors who would die the next time they are hooked. Okay. So Tombstone becomes base kit, but only on a survivor that was going to die anyway. And okay. Adjust some of the mechanics of stalking. Remove the limited pool of stalk points per survivor. Healthy. Reduce stalk range to 32 meters and remove distance modifier. Healthy. Moving while stalking has increased movement speed but incurs a reduced stalk rate. Healthy. Reworked his add-ons. Okay, let me see this. Did this man just become a tall Chucky? What the fuck is this attack? This is Chucky's attack. I wonder if Coup would actually affect this. I don't know that Coup would. Because Coup only affects M1 attacks.
I'm wondering if it will. And then, what's her name? What's her name? The Hellmaster has one where it works as a dance with me or whatever. When you fall down, you also get an increased lunge.
I don't know that this counts as a
I don't know either, but
lunge though.
If it does,
I don't think it would because it's a charge attack. It would be, I'm assuming it would be in the same category as like Blight's attack, Billy's attack, Nurse's blink attack, Chucky's charge. I don't think this would count as a lunge attack.
If it does,
If it does, it'd be insane, but I don't think it would stack with this. It might. I don't think it would because it's a power attack, and I don't think Coup works with powers. Coup only works with regular attacks when you hold the attack button to lunge forward. I don't think this would stack.
I think how they did this for him is what he needed.
Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna need to feel it in action.
I want to see his add-ons though if they're changing.
Yeah, they're gonna have to change almost all of his add-ons. I mean, I was not expecting them to nuke Myers' kit and start from scratch. I mean, yeah, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like this is going to be a complete rework. Like 90% of his perks won't, or not perks, add-ons won't work the same. By moving away from linear, even within tiers, we wanted to give players more tools that they can use to adapt to each trial's unique situations, while keeping the core of what makes him the shape. Hold on, I need to know something. Wait a minute. So wait, hold on. If a survivor enters the killer's attack range while lunging, they are knocked into the dying state. I need to know what that means. That's the part I don't like the verbiage of, because actually, correction. I don't like that they used an injured person for the demonstration of this video.
And he didn't. It's just solo now.
Because I need to know if it's supposed to be a one-hit knock, and they just so happen to use an injured person for the demonstration. I don't know. Slaughtering Strike makes for a high-threat offensive attack, offering up an insta-down opportunity with an extended lunge that's particularly effective in loops and for ripping through pallets quickly. Okay, so it is. Understanding his kit. Hold on, let me see something. So, for the record, they didn't charge it up all the way either. You charge it, you let go of it, and then it builds back up. Doesn't look like it consumes an absorbent amount of the power. Okay. Understanding his kit has changed quite a lot. We've done a pass on nearly all his add-ons, reworking many of them to offer more unique effects. In particular, for those who preferred his old playstyle, Fragrant Tuft of Hair will change Evil Incarnate to function like old Myers, offering an exposed status effect and no slaughtering strike. Oh, that's kind of cool. So one of his add-ons turns him into old Myers. That's actually sick. That's a great way to play this. Using an add-on to make it so you could play him the old way. That's brilliant. Well done on that front, behavior. That's brilliant. All right, Clown, minor update. Increased activation time of the Afterpiece Tonic Antidote. Increased how long the Afterpiece Tonic's hindered effects lingers after leaving smoke. I think that's healthy. Heard your feedback. The Clown's easier to activate haste has made instigating and maintaining chases less interactive for survivors. That, coupled with nerfs to his purple bottles, has pushed players towards this frustrating tactic. To make both bottles feel like viable options without being too oppressive, we've adjusted the values of their most impactful qualities to strike a balance between values and live values. Okay, that's fine. Unknown, medium update. Increased the additional time added to weakened when injured by a UVX projectile. Increased movement speed recovery after teleporting. Increased camera vertical range. Adjusted several add-ons. Okay. Increased vertical camera range and action, sure, whatever. The unknown is largely considered to be fun to play as and against, and we want to preserve that while adapting to the current state of gameplay. We've buffed the UVX slightly while also taking what we learned from the animatronic to allow for orbitals, improving UVX aiming and making for even more fun gameplay. It's also no surprise that Blurry Photo is the most used add-on for the unknown, given the importance of speed recovery. To help create an opportunity for more add-on experimentation, we've converted a portion of this add-on into a base kit buff while also doing a pass on other add-ons that are due for some adjustments. All right, Dracula. His vampire form slightly reduced Hellfire cooldown, increased pillars by 1, reduced Hellfire charge movement speed. Slightly increased slowdown time after casting Hellfire. Wolf form, increased pounce attack charge time, increased scent orb spawn time. Bat form, increased movement friction to make flying easier to control, adjusted add-ons. Vampire form is slightly less oppressive in short loops where movement slowdown has less of an impact. And toning down Wolf's form mobility, which has been outclassing some dash killers. In the flip side, the bat form, you'll find the bat form easier to control in tighter spaces. You can use Hellfire slightly more frequently and reach further with it. Okay. Goal. Oh, God. Medium update. When grabbing a survivor on the other end of a vault with the Kagune Leap, the survivor is released at the start of the goal's vault instead of the end. Good. It should have been. It's no secret that this has been a common pain point for survivors to be locked in place when hit with a Kagune Leap grab action across a vault. Survivors shouldn't have to wait for the ghoul to finish their vault before being able to move again, so we're removing this tech. Good. Good. All right, Oni. Hooking a survivor now spawns more blood orbs. We understand that with the changes we're making to address slugging, this will impact the Oni slightly, so we want to mitigate this by turning hook survivors into a greater source of power gauge buildup. The Oni is rewarded with more quickly snowballing power, snowballing power by hooking. Perk updates, updated various perks. In addition to the general perk balance updates, you can expect each release. We've also made a number of adjustments to account for the new systems coming to DbD. This update specifically related to slugging and tunneling. Stay tuned next Tuesday for the PTB live balance preview on Discord, where we'll dig into the details of these perk changes and then follow that up with patch notes where you can find the nitty-gritty numbers. Okay, cool. I actually think a lot of this is really healthy. I do think there might be some over adjustments on both sides of the game. I'm very questionable about the auto recovery while crawling and crawling faster, basically making tenacity base kit. I'm very concerned about that. I think that might be over adjusting in favor of survivors. I do think when it comes to the tunneling update, a lot of this is healthy. A lot of it is. However, I think barbecue and chili base kit is a bit of an over adjustment for killers. And on the flip side, the 6 total hook state death thing, giving the other survivors repair speed bonus, might be an over adjustment in favor of the survivors. I'll have to see it in action and how much it is. New effect, or new status effect, new tome system, whatever. Those are both fine. The Myers update, I'll need to really feel it on both sides of the game, survivor and killer, to really feel how I think about this. But overall, I think this is a fairly healthy update. I will say, as it stands, I think that all this might do is kill Chucky's play rate. Because this attack is effectively speaking Chucky, and this one has an insta down. So, again, I'll need to see it in action. I'll need to see how all of his perks are. Clown update's fine. Unknown update's whatever. Dark Lord update's fine. Ghoul update was necessary, but doesn't overly change things. Oni update's fine for everything else. And we'll look at the perk dates. So, yeah, it's just Tall Chucky. But the difference is Chucky can do his lunge while he's silent. Myers can't, so that'll be part of the difference. But he could if he does. Ooh, he could if he has. Oh, what's it called? Trail of Torment. So we'll have to see how this works out. There'll be a lot of testing with this, but. All right, well, I did record all this, so for anybody watching this later on YouTube, let me know what you guys think in the comment section on what you're most excited for, or least excited for, how you feel about these patch notes, and I guess we'll check them out when they actually happen in the PTB next week. So thank you guys for watching. As always, I'm Pip. Y'all are greatest, and when in doubt, we'll see you next time. See ya.